Hello and welcome to another segment of DSU Inside Perspective. I'm Carlos Holmes, and this is the show where we talk with faculty, staff, students, guests, alumni, and whoever else we can get on the show to talk about some of the things that are going on in the world or some of the great things that are going on at Delaware State University. I am so honored today to have the 2015-2016 Mr. and Miss DSU, Mr. Aya Sinisi and Mitria. We want to call her Tria because I have a hard time with it. Tria Stallings.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Hello, sir.
Oh, you guys are getting close to the coronation.
Yes.
This must be
It's
getting
next
exciting.
Sunday.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
It's just a pleasure to have you on there. Tell me, I'm going to start with you, Aya.
Okay.
What are your plans after you graduate?
I'm setting out desperately and consciously to go to grad school. I want to become an international public lawyer. I want to deal with cases that has to do with crimes against humanity, genocide, war crimes, and white-collar crimes.
Now, what's your major now?
I'm an English major,
And
I have a minor in political science.
political science. Now, you're a poli-sci major,
I'm a political
too.
science major.
Okay. What are you going to do after you graduate?
I want to continue my education and go to grad school and receive a master's in women's studies.
Women's studies.
I want to become an advocate for women.
Well, in both of your plans for the future, advocacy seems to be a part of that.
Yes, sir.
And so in kind of talking to you about how you got to this point, your platforms
Yes.
dealt with issues of advocacy and empowerment. And so I wanted to talk with you about that. Now, in your case, your platform was reclaiming your rural roots.
Yes, sir.
Explain that.
So basically, you know, we've seen segregation, we've seen civil wars, we've seen crimes against humanity, we've seen all sort of injustices unleashed against the black race, and it has been portrayed to the world that we are inferior, we are uneducated, we are nuisance in society, but we want to show the world that we have seen the light and we know how powerful we are as black people. We are royalties and we are reclaiming that birthright.
How do we do that?
So basically, you can't change somebody without changing their mentality, without changing the way they think. So that's the first step that we want to take. We want to change the mentalities. We want to change the way people are thinking, their paradigms. We want them to shift from that old thought that is rendering us vulnerable, weak, and guilty to what society, to the stereotypes that society is portraying to us. So we're planning on doing workshops or conferences or programs, initiatives that will help people to shift that old perspective that they have about the black race to a newer perspective.
That'll be a part of your reign as Mr. DSU.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in your case, Tria,
Yes, sir.
your platform was building your empowering the you to be you.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Okay, so I'll just share with you where that came from. Growing up in a Christian household, I was always different. So I necessarily felt like I didn't fit in with like my peers. So I dealt with issues of self-esteem, issues of figuring out where I kind of fit in. So I felt like, you know, everybody goes through a test and a trial to help other people. So once I overcame those issues of self-esteem, I understood that I had to be myself and nobody can beat you being you. So, you know, my platform was something that I want to continue throughout life. It's not just something that I use at Delaware State University, but it's something that empowers young women to be themselves. Because as females, sometimes I feel like we compare, you know, ourselves to each other instead of understanding who I am and understanding who God has called me to be. So just an empowerment movement to empower young ladies to understand who they are and who they're called to be and not who their sister or their peers are called to be.
Well, do you think that there's too much of that trying to emulate somebody else?
What do you mean?
Well,
as far as
like some of these pop stars.
Absolutely.
Nicki Minaj, for one, since she's
Absolutely.
been in the news here lately.
Absolutely. But what people don't understand is the way they portray themselves is not how they really are behind closed doors. A lot of superstars and a lot of, you know, professional athletes, they have psychologists. Some of them are not happy with their lives. So sometimes when they portray a certain image, people are chasing after, you know, what they see on TV, but they have no idea what that person's going through behind closed doors, if you understand what I'm saying. So once again, that ties into understanding who you are, because comparing your life to somebody else, you're wasting day after day after day. You'll never be able to get that time back.
So in empowering your female colleagues here at Del State, how are you going to promote that here during your reign as Miss DSU?
I would say be Tria. I feel like my life emulates, you know, what it means to be yourself, because I love the fact that I'm different. I love the fact that I stand out, and I feel like you can watch somebody and, you know, see what their life is about compared to what their words actually say. Because you can say one thing, you may not necessarily live it. So I would say I'm doing that by, you know, empowering my little sisters, motivating, you know, the women on campus, and just being myself and actually walking in my leadership and not just talking about it.
Mm-hmm. You've got your coronation coming up.
Yes, I do.
I just want to. What is the theme? Without giving any
talk
secrets
about it?
away, can we talk about the theme? Can we give a little?
Well, we actually have a promo video. You can find it on one of the court's pages, or we have a Royal Dynasty page.
Mm-hmm.
But the theme is a royal encounter.
All right.
And it's one king's journey to find his queen.
Okay.
And if you watch the promotion video, you'll understand kind of like where we're going with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say too much, but I really want people to watch that promo video. It's awesome.
Yeah. It's actually a twist of something, of a movie, a classic movie, but we're not going to tell you. We just want to put the campus on suspense.
Mm-hmm.
We're leaving that out for the campus to figure out.
But it would definitely be a production that Del State's never seen before.
Serving as Mr. and Miss DSU is a big responsibility. You're
Yes, sir.
representing the university. You are serving as role models
Yes,
in
sir.
a lot of ways to your campus community. But you're having to do this amid getting that academic business done as well. I mean, how's your time management skills? Have you already had enough practice at that as you've come along this journey, or is this going to be a challenge for you?
Well, for me, I've been in student leadership since I set foot on this campus, so it's honestly been practice for Miss Delaware State University. I served as the Women's Senate Recording Secretary. I've served as the SG Exec 5 Recording Secretary, so those positions have honestly helped me to learn how to balance. Now, there are days when things are more difficult than others because you may have papers, and AI can attest to that because he's a political science minor, but you just have to understand that you're a student before you're a student leader. So sometimes you have to put things on the back burner and, you know, lean on the court to handle some things and say, you know what, today I'm going to handle this test that I have to turn in by 11:59 compared to maybe going to this meeting. So it's just, I feel like it's all a personal choice about what, you know, time balance, trying to figure out what's not necessarily more important, but like a timeline of what's due or what really needs to be done at that moment in time.
Now, I've been using your nickname, Tria, because
Tria.
that's a...
Yeah, no one calls me my full name. It's fine.
But your nickname is the trendsetter.
Yes, sir.
Explain that.
The trendsetter is somebody that creates trends that doesn't follow. It's not a follower. It's a transformer and not a conformer.
Kind of what she was just talking about.
Yes, sir.
You see how everything comes together?
And point,
God
being you, because I do me best. I can't do you.
Yep.
If I do you, I'll just be a duplicate.
And waste
But
the
when I
time.
do me, I'm the original.
Okay. Well, I thank both of you for being on the show. Before we leave, she's from Newark, Delaware.
Yes.
And my man is from a little farther away, Sierra Leone in West Africa. Thank you so much for being
Thank
on the
you,
show.
sir.
Thank you,
Best of
Mr.
luck
Carlos
and wishes
Holmes.
for your reign as
Thank
Mr.
you.
and Mrs. DSU. And thank you for joining us for another segment of DSU Inside Perspective. Everyone have a good day.